Way Devin Vassell got his mojo back. All right. I want to take a look at this. I wasn't able to look at it right after the game, so I want to look at it now. So Devin Vassell's post game, he has some things to say. We already know that he said after the game, he spoke to the audience in San Antonio and was like, "Hey, thank you for being patient." Don't quite know what he means by that. I don't know who was patient. Not many Spurs fans were patient to sit back and just see what happens or let him get his rhythm back. Instead, people called him soft, said that he's garbage, said that he needed to be traded for nothing. He's trash. I said this time and time again. After the whole De'Aaron Fox situation, it has shifted my view of like what I'll be willing to give up, right? Like after the Spurs were able, and after the Luka Doncic situation too, after the Spurs were able to get De'Aaron Fox for basically nothing, I mean, let's just be real, and keep all of their players, I'm not willing to sit back and say, oh yeah, I'll just give up Devin Vassell, right? Like, is there a player better than De'Aaron Fox? If you were able to get De'Aaron Fox for nothing, is there a player better than De'Aaron Fox that you will be able to trade Devin Vassell for? And I don't think so. I think Devin Vassell is a good complementary piece. I think that he is a third to fourth option on a team. And if he's a third or fourth option, he's a phenomenal third or fourth scoring option, right? And oftentimes those fourth options, third options are inconsistent sometimes. And that's okay. So I'm sitting back and I'm like, oh my goodness, my cat just scared me. So I'm sitting back and I'm like, I'm good. I'm not just going to give you up for nothing. I'm not going to give you up for nothing because I don't have to give up anything apparently. Why just ship him off when you can get De'Aaron Fox for just a few picks and Zach Collins? Like I'm cool. I'm chilling. Anyways, let's listen to what he has to say.
He talked about it for sure. It's just a matter of time. Just got to stay confident. I think that's the biggest thing, you know.
Oh, really? Crazy how I mention that all the time, that he just has confidence issues. Crazy. Insane. And by the way, those of you who say that he's getting paid way too much money, first off, it's one down season. All right, let's relax. But number two, look at the other players around him that are making the same amount of money. For you to say that he's overpaid, I don't believe that at all. For his talent level and what he's capable of doing, I don't think that he's overpaid. Now, has he played up? There's a difference, okay? Has he played up to his contract during this short period of time where he's been, down, where he's like hitting like 8 points, 6 points or whatever? No, of course not. Obviously, you want more than that, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that he's overrated or he's not capable of doing it. He's done it. We've seen him do it. Last season was his best season thus far, and this is a down season, and that's okay. Sometimes players have down seasons. It happens. But that doesn't necessarily mean he's not worth it. He still brings a lot of attention when he's on the court. He's not left open. Just because he's having a bad stretch, it doesn't mean that the scouting report is different going into these games. Teams still go into these games and say, do not give Devin Vassell open shots, right? He's still important to the team. So, I don't know. The whole notion that he's absolute garbage, he's trash, he got to get out of here, and he's soft, I don't think any of that. I think Devin Vassell has been consistent as far as his effort, but his shot just isn't going down, right? And that's what he really feel comfortable doing. Taking those outside shots, those crazy 3-point shots.
Shots or whatever, I might get in my own head, and Mitch talks about it, and other people talk about it. And that's just the nature of the game.
What?
Whatever, I might get in my own head, and Mitch talks about it, and other people talk about it. And that's just the nature of the game.
Oh, okay. He said Mitch talk about it, other people talk about it. Wonder what he meant by that. Fans? Maybe he just meant other coaches. He does get in his own head. It's very obvious.
Game, but I got to stay confident. It's my 5th year in the league, and I feel like the more aggressive I am, not even just to score, but just to make plays, like the better that we are playing. So just got to stay with it. But appreciate my coaches and my teammates for just encouraging me, truthfully.
Just as proud of the rebounding, 10 season high.
For sure.
Match season high.
For sure. the assists, rebounds, 4 steals. I mean, they challenged me in the beginning of the season to get back to the defense that I was playing my first couple of years, and that's what I've been trying to do. You know, there's games where I feel like I've been good at it, and there's games where I feel like I've slacked off a little bit. So they challenge.
I think it's hard to balance the two. I think it's really hard to balance the two. To be such a really great scorer and then also defense. I think another reason why that might be part of the like when he said that he slacked a little bit, I think part of it might also be getting Sohan and then getting Wembanyama, right? Like those two guys when they're on the court together specifically, they really carry a lot of weight. It's Castle as well, right? I mean, Fasell is not as good of a defender as those three. Even if he's trying as hard as he's not as good as a defender as those three. But he's a really good off-ball defender. But I think that it's pretty natural to slack in that regard a little bit, right? But I don't know. I still think that he's shown a lot of effort, plenty of effort. Just got to balance.
That's
offense
today,
with
this
defense.
morning, and I kind of took it to heart.
You say they challenged you to play the defense. You did the first couple. Did they take you back and show you film of that, or do they?
I mean, really, we just talked about it. It's not really just film clips, but I mean, just stuff that we talk about. Me just being engaged in the passing lane, just being that menace, like in help side, and just doing the stuff that I know I can do. Not just being lazy off the ball, you know.
Was there a point tonight you kind of started to feel like this could be a?
Man, if Devin Fasell had been lazy off ball, then I don't know. I don't know ball. The main issue with what a Bezzy says, the main issue with our young players is them trying to find a balance in offense and defense. That's what I was thinking.
Special night for you?
I think when I shot that transition pull-up, the dribble pull-up, that's when I was like, all right, yeah, it's definitely going for sure.
You had to shoot that one.
No, I had to. I had to. Nobody stepped up. I had to, for sure.
What about the dunk earlier in the and one? Did that get you going a little bit?
You know, I shout out Steph on that one, man. He gets some good dunks every game, and he always is talking. He's always talking to me like, bro, when you gonna dunk? And I'm like, bro, I save my dunks, and then when I dunked, he was the first person that looked at me. So he got a nasty one today too. So that's like, it's like every sometime I try and get a dunk in, he want to try and get a dunk in. It's like, bro, come on, let me just get one.
If you got the chance, would you rather do the dunk contest or the 3-point contest?
3-point, man.
3-point contest. I'll say that for Steph. Maybe we'll come out with a little something in the summer where we all do like a Spurs dunk contest, and we'll just. You heard it here first.
You mentioned staying confident. Is that with kind of the ups and downs of this year, and even like going back to the summer, has it been kind of a challenge for you to stay up? Like stay.
It's a mental game. It's definitely a lot of mental. You know, I feel like we've talked about it at the beginning of the season. Obviously, I didn't have the summer that I wanted to have when it comes to preparing and just working out and staying.
Oh, really? Obviously, that was part of it as well. He had an injury, didn't have a legitimate offseason, came back, aggravated it. Oh my God, I can't speak. Re-aggravated it.
Staying in the gym, I was doing a lot of rehab and stuff, but it's not an excuse. Just staying confident. Like you said, there's games I can't get 6 shots and not be aggressive. There's games, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I get it. Like, there's different games, and every game is going to be different. But like, just being that aggressive, I think that's what everybody's looking for, and that's fine. Like, I hold myself to a standard. I know everybody else holds me to a standard, and I just got to accept that.
You mentioned not having the summer you wanted because of the surgery and everything. Like, do you think people underrate how much that throws off a player to not be able to really have their?
I mean, it is what it is. I think everybody's going to have their opinions at the end of the day of what it is. We get paid a lot of money to come out here and play the game. And so, you know, I just got to come out here and be aggressive and be confident every single time I step out on the court.
When you went back in, Dev, at about the 8-minute mark or so of the game, can I assume that you knew you were 7 away from setting a new career high?
I mean, I was just looking at the score. We were up like 25, and the next thing you know, we were only up like 17, and it was one of those where, like, you know, you can have the lead, but how quick the NBA is, it can flip. So it's just like, I just wanted to kind of get that lead back going, so, you know, we can win this game. They were looking for me though, so I was gonna keep shooting for sure.
So when you take the 3 that put you over the top, did you know in that moment that was going to be it, or that would have been it had it gone in?
Yeah, no, for sure. They definitely wanted me to get that, and I wanted to get it personally myself, but I wasn't going to force it neither. Once I didn't make the last 2, it was like, it's all right. As long as we win this game, I'm fine with that, and that's what happened.
We were talking about Steph's dunks, but he also had that inbound pass off Sharp's back.
I seen that.
for a bucket.
Steph is special, man. Like, it's not too many
Wish Devin would have got to 40.
rookies and players that play how like Steph is. You know, I don't know what we all expected coming into this year, but I think he's exceeded that, obviously, and it's just he just plays so confident, he plays free, and that's the Steph that we need. We don't need him thinking or worrying.
And he's a champion. Don't forget that, all right? He's going to be ready. He's going to be playoff ready by the time we're at that. Mixa, why'd you hit that button?
About this or that. As long as he's playing confident, free, and aggressive, like he helps us out so much on both ends of the floor.
37 assists tonight. That's 200 games in a row with at least 20. I think that's a record.
Yeah.
How much of that is like Spurs culture, Spurs way? How much is that
Spurs.
ingrained in you guys?
That's all we talk about. Spurs culture, Spurs way. Good to greats. I think these past couple games, it's been a lot of good to greats. We get an open three, and it's a good three, but maybe the extra pass is a great three in the corner. Or it's a good mid-range, but somebody has an open three. Like, we've just been preaching it, and it's contagious. If I'm making an extra pass and De'Aaron's making an extra pass and CP's making an extra pass, I mean, you got to make the extra pass. So it's contagious.
If we have any resemblance of the 2014 Spurs, we are going to be literally unstoppable. Literally unstoppable. Because if your core can do that, everyone that comes in will just fit right in. I love it. I've heard enough make Devin the next coach over Mitch. He's very optimistic.
And it helps us out for sure.
He's very optimistic and upbeat.
You like De'Aaron's already gotten into that Spurs way, the good, the great.
100%. He's bought in, and you stick out like a sore thumb if you don't. So I think he's bought
True.
into it, and as we continue to just keep.
That's what I mean. As long as the core got it impact, anybody else that comes, they're just gonna get with the program.
Keep playing, and over the years
Love
we
it.
keep playing. I think this team has something special.
About Biz celebrating that new contract.
Shout out Biz, man. Biz is just a great guy. He helps us out in the locker room. His presence, on the court, whether it's setting screens, whether it's rebounding, blocking shots. I mean, the energy that he has is contagious, and he helps us out a lot. So he talks to us during the game, and he helps us to keep talking. As a young group, we know we need to talk more, and he helps us with that.
Love to see it. There was a new contract. What's the contract? Was there a contract? Oh, sign him for the remainder of the season? Oh, okay. I mean, I figured as such. Okay, cool. That's good. That was nice. I always love to hear Devin Vassell speak.